Are you ready to mock?
Welcome to Mock of Love,
A weekly podcast providing commentary on VH1's golden age of celebrity reality dating shows. I'm Andy.
and I'm Ashley. Andy, will we be doing any research on these shows?
Almost none.
Will it be kid-friendly?
Fuck no.
Will it be bitchy and hilarious?
Absolutely.
Step into our playhouse and mock our world.
This is Mock of Love. Ashley, we're back.
Hello.
I gotta ask though, Ashley, like, why are we back? Because we're billionaires now.
Yeah?
Yeah, we figured out the internet.
Oh my God.
We cracked the internet code, and I'm Andy, and this. Who are you?
I'm Ashley. I already said that.
And we're billionaires.
Yes.
So you didn't say that.
We solved the internet. I'm not kidding.
Thank you.
We know how to succeed.
That's why I'm like, what are we even doing here?
We're
like
number one influencers.
And why is that, Ashley?
Okay, so so I was just like playing around on YouTube and checking out like, oh my God, I honestly didn't even know we had a YouTube page. And I'm looking at like
We're
how
good
many.
at this. Thanks, Brenda, for all your help.
Yes, Brenda's amazing. And I'm looking at like how many views, like our page, etc. have had, like at our stats.
All the social medias.
And that like it's showing us that we have 7,000 views on one
YouTube.
of our videos.
On YouTube, and this is not a video format podcast.
No.
So we're like 7,000 views. What the hell is going on
Like,
here?
are we blowing up?
Are we Chapel Roan, but like podcasts?
Yeah.
And what did Brenda help us discover was going on?
So the post,
we did it.
The post in question, it's a YouTube short, and it's a clip of like
Brandy C,
and who's the other one?
Brandy C, and was it it's the one whose name Kimya? What was it? It was
we can never remember.
It was she had the suckiest name.
Yeah. So it's about them talking about how like something about their boobs, and
when they put their boobs together, they're smarter.
Yes, that was it. That was it.
And what did we do with that post, Ashley?
So
it wasn't just that.
That post had hashtag boobs on
it. Boobs. 7,000 views later.
This is all. If you're trying to figure out how to be,
guys, we cracked it.
An influencer.
We've hacked the mainframe. All your base belong to us. We are
Put
legitimate hackers.
Boobs on every post.
Absolutely, every post you see from us from now on is going to be hashtag boobs. Not sorry. Like,
I mean, yeah. This is humanity. This is what we're dealing with.
It's your fault if you think about it, listener, that this works.
It's very idiocracy.
Stop blaming us for this.
It's very much like just the most basest thing you can think of.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
But
it works, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. And we are manipulating it as long as we can get away with it.
Anyway, we were dying laughing.
You also you struggled to find evidence of Heather and Vanilla Ice, as did I.
Oh my gosh, I was getting so frustrated. So you know how last episode I was saying like there should be video evidence of
the show
Heather
existed on VH1 at some point.
You know, trying to get with Vanilla Ice on some Surreal Life show. So we did find out Surreal Life Fame Games is a real thing. It was like apparently a blip on the radar. It happened on VH1. I don't even know how many seasons they had. I was trying to stream an episode anywhere.
Yeah.
It was on China's website.
It was on China Doll's website?
China Doll's website.
China Doll, Joni Laurer, the professional wrestler, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Her website evidently still has evidence of Surreal Life Fame Games. Not the Surreal Life.
Surreal Life Fame Games, because she was on it.
Yeah.
You know, and so we were able to kind of pull up this clip that was maddening to me because it had so many ads.
God, that's right. It redirected you to like Daily Motion or something.
Yeah, I could not get through this clip. And by the way, it was 16 minutes of my life that I will never get back.
Oh, yeah,
and
you tried real hard.
I didn't even see Heather.
It was
Vanilla
really weird.
Ice was on it.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice was on it, but no sign of Heather. I don't know if it was the right episode. It said it was supposed to. Anyway,
I found like a 30-second YouTube clip of Vanilla Ice and some girl with black hair dancing behind him. When I searched for Heather Vanilla Ice, it was impossible to discern if that human was Heather, though.
Yeah.
So there is, as of this point, no reason for us to believe, with our really, really good crack research, to believe that there
we can
is
neither confirm nor deny whether
any flirtations between
Heather
Heather and Vanilla Ice.
Chadwell was on
Yeah.
Surreal Life Fame Games or not.
But we tried. We
really tried, guys.
Yeah.
We're trying hard.
Hey, hey, Ashley, do you mind? I've got an intro.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. This one,
I'm here for it.
I gotta tell you, this one's coming completely off the dome.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so
Can your
wish me
guitar
luck.
even fit in there? Okay.
It barely fits. You guys can't see our setup, and it's for the best right now.
Please, ease, grease, lease, and tease. These are words that rhyme with please. Love, glove, blove, and dove. These are also words that rhyme with ease, please. Please let me be your glove of love.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I was doing?
Was it Magdalena
It was
trying
Magdalena, you got it. And I'm gonna hit that one. Magdalena left us last episode.
That was
very
a
sad.
beautiful. That should have been her obituary, whatever we call it.
Oh,
yeah.
it should-
eulogy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what? Why were the lyrics so specific to Magdalena? Do you recall?
Well, because she was like trying to like write the lyrics for one of Brett's songs and was just like trying to rhyme words.
Yeah, she was having to
basically.
write that second verse for one of his songs, and it was
Yeah.
just like, what rhymes with love?
Above.
Above.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even write down stuff. I'm like, let's just see how this goes.
Just try to rhyme words.
Thank you for humoring me once
No,
again.
that was wonderful.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, what episode are we on?
We're on episode 7 and it's called Show Me Your Hits.
Oh my God, it's so suggestive. It sounds like tits.
Which is appropriate given we're down to the sexy 6.
Which Brett cannot stop reminding us of.
He
Gross.
says it about 100 times in this episode.
Sexy 6. Sexy 6. Sexy 6. I will not do a supercut of that. It's too much work because he says it so often. Just trust us.
To the sexy 6.
What's going on, my sexy 6? Sorry, Kim.
Because she knows it's getting down to the sexy 6, and someone down with the sexy 6.
The sexy 6.
Sexy 6. Here's to the sexy 6 and continue.
It's
I feel like that
It's
deserves
excessive.
a supercut.
Ashley, that is. Do you understand how much work a supercut is for me?
I wish you would work harder.
Maybe I'll get Brenda to do it. I don't
Okay.
know if Brenda
Oh,
has
that's
the
a good
recording
idea.
software.
Yeah.
I don't know if I pay her enough for supercuts.
I know to have
Hey.
to sit through this episode.
Yeah, hunt through this half an hour for these words in specific. So why is he how are we showing Brett our hits? Or do you want to just kind of catch up to where the episode is in the background?
Yeah, so apparently Brett is leaving the house. He said he's going to be gone for a couple of days to go to the studio. Once again, I call
Record
bullshit.
some big hits.
Yeah, they're like really trying to say that he is some music artist.
Yeah,
and I
he's
just
probably
don't.
like actually trying to spend time with his daughters, I would hope.
Right.
You know, like, but he can't be like, yeah.
I'm just gonna go
Don't forget
home.
that I'm a divorcee with kids.
Yeah. Which, by the way, in my quest for the Surreal Life Fame Games,
Uh-huh.
I discovered that there is another show
Yes.
called Brett Michaels' Life as I Know It.
Great title, Brett.
Life
Where do
as
you
I
come up
Know
with
It.
these things? You're just fucking full of creative titles.
So
and
we might
shit.
have to watch that at some point because apparently it's just about his regular home family life.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway.
But back to the matter at hand.
Yes.
It's Show Me Your Hits, and the girls are being asked to set up a photo shoot.
Rock the camera and strike a pose.
Now, I should say Magdalena's gone. Last episode, Brett announced at the top that Magdalena and Mia were kind of like no connection. So we knew
Yeah.
they were on the chopping block. And Mia, he is still saying, quote unquote, she is, quote, in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's like this derpy music playing at the beginning when they show Mia.
Yeah, not promising so far.
yeah.
So, we have an idea of what's to come. So the girls are broken into two teams to set up. What is it? You need an artistic vision.
Yeah, okay. So like the challenge always said was that it's rock the camera and strike a pose. But what it really is like they're going to shoot like album cover
covers. Yeah.
options. Once again, pretending that Brett has this big music career.
Right,
that we
and
need
he's
to
got
worry
like
about.
an album's worth of new material for this.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing is they're going to make the album cover for Brett's next album.
And as teams of three, one of the women will be selected to be the creative director.
And the
creative
other two
director,
will be models.
Yes, the other two will be models. And the creative director, the advantage there is that you can win a solo date with Brett. But if you lose, you're the fall guy.
Yeah.
You're taking the blame for all of whatever bad things happen.
You're the person in charge, so all the responsibility apparently falls back on you.
Sam immediately jumps in to say, I want to model.
Yeah.
Because evidently she does, quote, a lot of modeling for her photographer friends. And Ashley, what am I supposed to think of this?
I don't know, Andy.
How do I interpret that?
What do you think of it?
She didn't spit the words out very quickly when she said them. I do a lot of modeling for some of my photographer friends. And I'm like, what are you saying, Sam? Are your friends actually photographers, or was it a guy that said I'm a photographer and got you
possible.
to like show
I don't
up
know.
and get in lingerie to take photos?
I could see it though. I could see her having like a bunch of artsy photographer friends and then being like, you're tall and thin and like very pretty.
Yeah.
You should. I would need to take. I don't know. I could just see.
My camera wants to take picture of.
Yeah,
you.
I could see her being the person that
Yeah.
they're like wanting to take pictures of. I don't know.
So the teams end up being Jess, Lacey, and Sam, and Brandy, Heather, and Mia, and they are working with Evo Lopez.
Evo Lopez, who actually seems like a cool, normal guy as the episode goes on.
And
apparently
seems
he's
to have
a
an
pro
artistic
photographer.
vision. Yeah, he is. He's a what photographer?
A pro photographer.
Yes. Yeah, he seems to have like an eye for these things. He doesn't seem to be totally full of shit. So yeah, there's a little bit of a debate. I mean, Sam wants to be a model, but everybody else, it's kind of like, I want to be creative director.
Yeah, because everyone wants to solo date. So like Jess gets to be creative director for her group, like, and Sam and Lacey are the models, and then Mia fights to be creative director for her group because she's clearly like, as they show at the beginning, like she's not having a connection with Brett, so she needs this
that solo date real bad. And then like Mia, her first thought about the photo shoot was, I want to do something like innocent, and then Heather's like, no.
Yeah.
Straight up, just no.
Heather just literally takes over for the whole team.
and she's like, I've got creative vision for this. And Heather's creative vision, if you've seen her and how she dresses in every outing, her creative vision is boring 80s bimbo.
Yeah. There's not what's like really funny about this team as it goes on is like Mia ends up kind of like taking the heat for all of this when Heather is just being bossy and annoying the whole time.
Just
and it's
ignoring her.
Really Heather's shoot.
Yeah. And I think when I think about it, because like we'll get into the other team in a second, I don't know if Heather was so much bossy as she was just dismissive.
Yeah.
Like she just kind of steamrolls.
But yeah, to me, that's kind of bossy.
That's a little bossy.
Like,
yeah.
No, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I just
you have
think
to
in
say.
comparison to the Jess, Lacey, Sam team, Lacey is very like that's what I think of when I hear bossy.
Can't stop talking.
Yeah. But in either way, I think it's important that we don't consider women shrill or bossy or
I was thinking that like as I was writing my notes and using the word bossy, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a word we're not supposed to use for women.
You've internalized your misogyny
anymore. Yeah. And I was also thinking about how we like got onto Brett so much about, calling Sam crazy in the last episode, but we called Lacey crazy about 100 times ourselves. And I'm like,
I don't know if I've used the word crazy. I
have. Yeah, no, we both have.
We both have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, it seems so natural and okay to call Lacey crazy. Why are we getting all pissed at Brett
for calling Sam crazy?
Maybe because Lacey feels freaking
fucking
crazy. I don't know.
Like if you were in a room with Lacey, you would be like, I need to call somebody for
Yeah.
help.
I am actually scared for my
I look
well-being.
at her, I see her face, I see her expressions and how she is trying to interact with me.
Right.
And I am uncomfortable.
Right.
I
Which
don't
is
get that from Sam.
very different from a sweet girl saying she has to take Prozac.
Yeah.
You know.
So what are the themes that these girls end up going with each team?
Okay, so the Jess, Sam Lacey team, they start with saying like, oh, it's going to be a Dom sub thing. And Lacey's talking about a Friends album that's called Sex Reflex. I don't know why I caught that. I just was
It's
like,
a
wow.
Spinal Tap album
Yeah, I'm like, this album name is the best thing I've ever heard. But they settle on kind of a good versus evil theme. They immediately
Yawn.
realize that that's very cliche and try to frame it as something different, but it really is just a good versus evil theme.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like Lacey's gonna wear like a devilish kind of outfit, and Sam's gonna be in this
Naturally,
angelic
Lacey will be the devil. Everybody
pink
agrees.
outfit with pearls. She's gonna be the good girl, and so yeah, that's really just their theme.
And then the other team, Mia, she tries to have some input.
And Heather says no.
Yeah, to like everything, and doesn't even let her like be involved as the photos are shooting. Mia in her talking head calls Heather a drag queen, which I loved.
Yeah,
I approved.
Yeah, like once again though, it's like they're kind of trying to like use that word in a derogatory
A little
way.
bit,
And
a
I'm
little
like,
bit.
Like, girl, I mean, maybe that's
You
a
guys are mean.
compliment.
Yeah, maybe it is. And then Brandy does dress in drag.
Yeah.
She dresses as a man,
Yeah.
an old man,
Yeah, she's like sticking socks down her jeans
for a bulge.
Yeah, to like give herself a bulge. She's putting like hair on her armpits.
Yeah.
And she has like a a long like goatee flavor saver situation and a mustache.
And it's she's old, and she talks to the camera like Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah.
She's like got a cigarette and everything, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm working on my car over here. All right.
yeah, my
All right?
balls are itching
Come
a
on."
little bit. She says stuff like that.
Yeah, my balls are itching. And it's like, okay, yeah, I guess this is your vision. You've got Brandy deciding to be in male drag, and Heather's just gonna stand there trying to look, be her standard.
And they're like struggling to find a theme also. It's
Yeah.
like Broken Road is the name of their theme,
That's
but they
right.
can't really decide exactly what it is, or like, even though I think it's hilarious the Brandy M dressed up as a man and it really made me laugh, like as far as
Kind
the
of a crash
challenge
and burn.
goes. Yeah, it's like, what does this even mean?
What is it? Yeah. But I mean, the other team, their theme, they decide the album name is going to be When Love Dances with the Devil.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, Ashley. I mean, is everything, am I just a naysayer, or does everything with like Bret Michaels and his albums seem so goddamn cheesy
Yeah,
all the time?
yeah.
Like everybody's creative vision around it, his songs, his albums. I'm just like, God, when love dances with the devil.
I know.
That's me making a jerk off motion.
It's really just so bad. That's why I'm like laughing about how every challenge has to be about Brett's singing career.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like every single challenge has been, and it's
Yeah.
like, what?
We are-
what?
This is, we are really making a mountain out of the molehill that is Brett's singing career.
No.
So again, with the originality, Lacey and Sam are going to be in lingerie in bed, with Lacey like straddling, and Lacey starts like disagreeing with every shot.
Yeah.
Just talking about like just has something to say about like absolutely
She just
everything.
never stops talking. That's her technique. It's just, I'm gonna keep talking, even when they're like editing the photos. At one point,
Yeah.
the photographer guy you can like
Yeah.
visibly annoyed with her.
Yeah, and he like when Lacey walks away, he talks to Jess, and Jess goes like, "Oh my God, you have no idea."
Yeah.
And it was very refreshing to like have that third party validation.
Right,
Of
right.
like, you see this, right?
This person is psychotic.
You see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did it. You said psychotic.
I did. I know. I know.
I didn't say we were gonna stop. You didn't say we were gonna stop.
I didn't
We were
say
just
that
pointing-
either.
We were just
It-
drawing attention to it.
Yeah. It just. Yeah.
It's just something.
I
that
just found
happens.
it interesting.
And I mean, Brandy, I do think Jess's team has the stronger shot, but Brandy does say that the angel devil thing is a little overused. This love dances with the devil, and it is a little passe. It does feel a little been done. you know.
Yeah.
It's not like the most original yet again, right?
Yeah. No. Even though I do think like theirs was a lot better than the other teams.
Yeah.
It is just kind of like a yawn.
Well, that's
theme.
because Heather's creative vision, which by the way, not Mia's creative vision,
Right.
because she doesn't get a say. Heather's creative vision is sex sells. That's it. Heather wants to be creative director of this thing and ignore everything Mia has to contribute. And her whole idea is just sex sells. Great.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
vision.
I mean, yeah, that's really it. Like, hey, and to be fair, both teams are just taking sexy pictures on top of a car. I
Yeah.
mean, that's really what he has these like old cars in there and they're, but I don't know. There's just a little something more
Yeah.
to Team Lacey, Jess, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Lacey starts talking about how, they do have to present. So once they do the photos, they approve the photos that Evo takes and, the shots and the everything. They are going to have them kind of turned into an album cover. And then they have to do a presentation for the class about why they did what they did. Lacey straight up to the camera says, I'm going to tell Brett that I was creative director and a model.
Yeah.
So I get all the dates. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck clean off, dude.
Well, she's like trying to
so
say
out of
that
control.
nobody else did anything, but nobody else could do anything because she wouldn't shut the F up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So Evo.
that's what's annoying. And Jess throughout this episode is getting more and more vocally, visibly annoyed with Lacey.
Oh, yeah.
You just hates her.
Yeah.
It's just seething with hate towards
Yeah. And
Lacey.
of course, she's stuck on a team with her.
Yeah.
And Evo sends feedback with the final proofs saying like, hey, you need to explain what the meaning is in this. You can't just be like, it's a girl dressed like a dude and then a hot girl and a car.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
Like-
Right. He's like, the theme is unclear. Why is there a man?
Yeah, Brandy is a man. Is she supposed to be Brett? Brett doesn't have gray hair. These are all questions Evo has.
So they're all like powwowing about like, okay, how are we going to defend?
Yeah, and
This
Brandy's now
album
realizing
cover.
like this was a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mia, sweet thing, is just kind of like, is she like, there's no way her and Heather are ever going to work well together. Because Heather just says stuff like so confidently.
Because
and Mia
Heather is a
just-
50-year-old grizzled woman, and Mia is like one of the younger people in the group.
Yeah,
I think
Mia's
that's
like
it.
taking the input in. She's writing notes down. She's being kind.
She's
and
getting
she's
steamrolled.
getting stomped all over.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it sucks so bad. And but it's you're not fighting Mia, and that's no disrespect to you.
Yeah.
I think you've given up.
Yeah. I don't blame her.
No, I get it. And they are eating out on the deck, and this is the second time this episode they're eating outside on the deck.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like the weather picked up, or did they discover this deck?
Oh, I don't know.
Did they realize like, oh, we can smoke and eat if we take it outside?
Who knows? Yeah. They have been like chilling on the patio a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted that jumped out at me.
Lacey's basically like trying
Oh,
to defend herself, and just everyone's kind of coming at her a little bit. And she's like, I'm not here to be friends with you guys. I'm here for Brett. I'm strategic. And Jess is kind of laying into her. Jess is like
Yes.
smoking a cigarette and just like being straight up like, you talk down to people. You're a bad person.
Yeah.
You don't work well with other people.
And she's not letting her get a rise out of her. She's like very much having to lay down the law with Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, I know you like to get people to hit you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm
But
not
she-
going to do that.
at some point, Jess does say, if I had a gun, I would shoot her.
Oh, she says like multiple times.
And I'm like,
I
that's-
want to shoot her.
If I had a gun, I would shoot her right now.
And I'm kind of like, Jess, things have changed a lot. And if you could get suspended from school if you do that, you could get sent to
From charm
secondary
school.
school. Yeah, from charm school. But like, yeah, it's really annoying. Like Lacey's pretending she wrote this entire presentation.
Yeah.
And
She's already starting to spin this narrative.
Yeah.
She's starting to just, she's like Trump. Like if I just say it enough,
Yeah.
this is going to be real.
If I don't let you have any other input, I just keep talking over you.
Yeah, yeah.
Then that is what is considered input, and
Right.
therefore I did everything.
Right.
Yeah.
She's saying it over and over again. She's storming off of the patio now. But like
And she's like, I love getting a
storming, it's
rise
kinda
out of
just
these girls.
Pissy. She's walking off in a pissy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because it didn't work last episode, Lacey, and it's not working this time. It's too small of a pool, and you are now standing out
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
noticeably.
When every girl in the house hates you.
And Brett knows every
and
girl
Brett's
in the house.
starting
hates
to
you.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
So what comes up next is it's time to present. And Evo comes to the mansion, and him and Brett are going to judge the quality of the presentations and the projects themselves. These photos, these album covers, and the titles, and the deep meanings within.
Yeah, Brett says that like this is going to show him what the girls think about where his career should be.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's a
Yeah.
funny one.
I know. I'm like, first of all, career. Second of all, like what?
Your
okay.
career is a reality TV show on VH1.
Yeah. His career is actually going pretty well.
Yeah,
right now in that regard.
Yeah, I'd be making a
Yeah.
lot more money on this probably.
Yeah.
And Brett is so confused about like Brandy and the old man drag. He says, there's an old man, and I'm just confused. Like, why is there an old man? And then I see the old man has tits. And I'm like, yes, Brett, of course you were quick to catch that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
my
they're
God.
like they don't like this theme, kind of like what we were alluding to
Yep.
earlier. I mean, it's like they don't like Brandy M as a dude. Are you trying to say Brett's getting old? Because we forgot to mention Brandy M's hair is like gray.
Gray. No, I
Her,
did
like-
mention the grayness.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's all
my
good.
bad. My bad. Yeah.
No,
like
no.
her wig and her like armpit hair
bears
and everything
repeating.
is gray.
Yep. And they are just trying to like be like, okay, we beefed it. Album title is Broken Road. And they try and explain why, and they just have Mia stammering, trying to like
Poor
really
Mia,
justify
like
it.
trying to save it. And then at one point, Brett says, like, why isn't it just hot Brandy and hot Heather straddling the car? And I'm like, but what you're criticizing them about is the theme.
Yeah.
Now you're saying it would have been better for the
there
two
was
of them
no
to just
theme.
have no theme and be what Heather said the theme should be,
Chicks
which is
fuck car is
hot,
my
sexy
theme.
girls.
It's really sad because the reason it's bad is they didn't let Mia have any voice. There
No.
was no creative vision to it. It was literally Heather just saying, let's just get out here and I'll be hot.
Yeah.
And that's why there's no vision.
Yeah.
And that's Heather's fault.
And them thinking it was funny for Brandy M to be dressed as a man, which I agree. It was funny, but like in the context of an album cover, it doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't make it. No,
Yeah.
it's funny. We love it. And then we get to see. Oh yeah, Brett does say that the colors pop on Mia's album. That's
like
it.
the only positive thing that
Yeah.
he says about it.
Then they go to Love Dances with the Devil, and we got the BDSM photo with
Yeah.
Sam and
Yeah.
and Lacey
And Brett actually purrs.
and howls and gross.
Yuck.
And Evo does point out, and he said this before he even got there. It's a little cliche.
Mm-hmm.
You know, good versus evil. Okay, great, got it. All right, devil, got
It
it.
is like a pretty cool photo, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. If you're just, again, if it's just sexy girls in photo,
Yeah,
it's kind of, it's like Lacey pulling up on some pearls
around
that
your
are
neck,
around
Sam's
neck.
Yeah,
But it's not like choking. It's like the back of her neck. I don't know.
yeah.
It's-
And
yeah.
Brett, his concern is all my fans are in the Bible Belt, and
He
so he's
literally
like,
says that. Yeah. He's like, I don't know how this would play in the Bible
he
Belt.
doesn't know how it plays in Peoria, and so he's got to worry about that. Like, we went on the tour bus with you, Brett. Are you trying to tell us that New York, Detroit, Philadelphia, it's not going to play well there? Oh, you're saying you don't actually sell records there or get gigs there. Got it.
Yeah. He like his honest, real concern is that it may never see a record store
It
shelf.
won't see a Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, I kind of remember that being a thing. Is artists had to be really careful about album covers because of
Yeah.
Walmart was like the biggest.
Yeah, the censor,
Yeah,
the biggest censor
one
of
of
it.
the one of the biggest places where people bought CDs.
I bet
and
Sam
stuff.
Goody would have picked up that shit.
Yeah, for real.
You know,
Yeah.
Virgin Records would have had it
Hell's
right
yeah.
there on an end dial display. They,
Tower Records.
yeah, he would have sold a bajillion copies. I guarantee it, because the music would also carry.
Mm-hmm.
We all know this.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Well, it goes without saying that when Love Dances with the Devil, it's the one that wins.
That was the winner.
That's the winner.
It was very clear that they liked that one a lot better, and it honestly was a lot better.
Yeah, it was. And so that means Jess gets a solo date. And Lacey's like butthurt because she's like, I did the creative direction. No, you just talked over everybody and you're
Yeah.
a bad person.
She's really, really pissed
Yeah.
that What's her face?
Jess?
Jess. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
It's all good. It's a. Oh, I didn't say it was Mock of Love After Dark, but it was implied.
It is Mock of Love After Dark. It's been a long, strenuous day.
Oh, God.
No, she really Lacey is really mad that Jess is getting the solo date. And what's funny is I think Lacey put herself in a position to play this either way, even though she was being so loud about how it was all her. If they had lost, all she had to say was, well, I wasn't the creative director.
Jess fucking did this, right?
Yeah, but since they won, it's like, this was all my idea. She freaking pulls Brett into his room for a 5-minute talk. She's like, can I talk to you for 5 minutes?
Yes. Oh, God.
It's like, once again, she just gets in his ear.
And this is where we get the famous cut from so many, next time on. We get Lacey looking at Brett like a crazy person saying, I promise I'm not really crazy.
I promise I'm not crazy.
And it's like, whoa, an incredible performance.
I promise I'm not really crazy.
I only think you're mostly crazy. You're not completely
I'm only
crazy.
90% crazy.
Oh, thank God. Then we're safe.
It's really important to me to get some
The Oscar goes to it's like she looks so crazy as she says it.
She
and
literally
it's
says, I promise I'm not crazy.
I promise I'm not really crazy.
Just 99%.
Yeah, dude.
She says that. I'm just 99%.
So
crazy.
Lacey walks out of the room and Jess is like, I know what the fuck you did, Lacey.
99% devil, 1% angel.
Oh, is that your license? You're reading your
Do you
license plate ringer
you
to the
remember that
audience.
stuff?
Of course I do. It was really good. We should bring it back.
Did you also notice after that talk with Brett and Lacey in his room, the kiss at the end of it could not have been more awkward.
Oh, it was?
Yes. Do you want to rewind and see?
Let me pause real quick and I'm going to rewind and take a look.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like sisterly kiss.
Right?
That was a bro sis kiss.
Right?
Yeah, that wasn't like, hey, you've seen my penis kiss.
Yeah, that was very telling to me. It's like a super awkward, she went in for this private conversation. I feel like if there was really a real genuine love spark with them, that would have been a little more of a sexy moment. But it was literally like he kissed his sister.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. I do have something I want to bring up later.
Mm-hmm.
So Jess knows that Lacey was in there talking shit, claiming that Jess didn't do anything. And so Jess is like, my turn, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so she
Good
goes
for her.
Yeah.
Lacey's been nosing her way in every episode for a little chat.
And then Jess tells Brett that Lacey is crazy. And then Brett just says, there's just something about her, which shout out to Something About Her. If you want some sandwiches in West Hollywood, go ahead. Brett gives a shout out to Something About Her. Get your Vanderpump sandwiches.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, Brett
I
Michaels.
Love it.
But yeah, the thing, okay, this is something that I noticed with Brett and Jess, but I don't notice a lot otherwise. But let me just put this out there. Because it's going to come up again in a moment, and I will bring it up. Brett doesn't make good eye contact with these women when he talks to them.
No, that checks out.
But when he was talking to Jess right there, he likes looking at Jess. He likes looking at her in the eyes. I think he's subtly signaling to some of the women, like, you ain't it. I'm humoring you. I'm not here to. I'm not catching feelings.
Point.
Like when Mia comes to well, I won't get ahead of that, but when women come to plead their case at the end, like Aaron came by his room
and
he looked away,
did not want any of it.
She was talking to him, and he's just like looking off, like I'm not listening to you.
He
does
looked
that
into
a lot.
Jess's eyes.
Yeah. But Jess, he will look in the eyes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and
as
she was leaving that room, did you catch the things that he said to her?
Oh,
So he's talking about their date, and he's like, dress warm and sexy, and she kind of laughs awkwardly, and then he's like, wear a layer of sex.
Wear a layer.
Have a layer of sex or something like that. It was something so weird that I was like, oh my God, he's a creep.
He's so creep. That's what.
Have a layer of sex. I was like, what does that even mean?
What does that mean? He's not good with words. It's really upsetting.
know.
His game is bad. And I think it's because he was a rock star at a young age.
He's never had to have good game.
Correct. He was a rock star at a young age.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no, I know how to talk to girls. No, dude, you never had to go to a bar and chat somebody up.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of the same with really ridiculously good-looking men.
Thank you. Yes, I do have this problem.
You do, babe.
That's why my game is so weak.
Got good game, babe.
Oh,
which
thanks.
I'm not saying that means you're not ridiculously good looking, because you obviously are. But you know,
I'm
like,
not. Thank
like
you, baby.
those model men. It's
Yes.
like, yeah. First of all, they have no game. They like don't. They've never had to try to talk
Yeah.
to women,
And if you're a rock star,
and they're bad in bed.
yeah, because they never had to try.
They never had to try.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're on a tandem date now, and they go to every producer's favorite location, Neptune's Net. Like made popular in like Fast and the Furious, fucking Vanderpump.
I know. I
Like-
wrote down Britt and Jack's proposal.
Yeah, like it's just it's in a lot of things. It's a coastal little hideout restaurant that's in the middle of nowhere. I think it's over in Laguna.
Yeah.
And
it is?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. Because they're in LA, and so are Brittany
But
and
they
Jax.
drove down the coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's so tucked away. Do you see anything else near Neptune's Net? You're gonna look it up.
Like we could
All right, you look it up.
look in these small computers. That
But
are
the
in our
tandem date
hands
is
all
on.
day.
This is for Lacey and for Sam. And Brandy and Heather back in the house are throwing Mia firmly under the bus. They're like, "Yeah, we're getting rid of Mia."
It's in
I
Malibu.
do think it is Malibu.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
an hour.
that
north.
is
that's
like-
what I meant.
it's
I
in
think.
LA.
I meant the canyon, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I trust me, audience. I meant that. Anyway,
I don't know. So I don't know. They're on this. They're on this date. It's the tandem date, and back at the house, Brandy M and Heather decide that they're going to take sexy photos of each other because
Oh,
they
yeah.
feel like Mia really messed up. They're, the challenge or whatever for them, and so they have the Polaroid camera out, and they're just like taking all these racy photos.
and they do not invite Mia to take racy photos.
no, they like make it very clear that Mia's not invited.
So to your point earlier about Lacey trying to just get her way in there because she can have it both ways, win or lose,
Mm-hmm.
I now believe that Heather threw that challenge.
Yeah.
She didn't want a tandem date.
Yep.
She didn't care if she lost the tandem date.
Mm-hmm.
She did want Mia to lose the solo date.
Yes.
So she was like, if I make it bad, then Mia doesn't get a solo
Yeah,
date.
because Heather wasn't as vocal about how she was in charge, but she was in charge.
Yeah.
She just didn't make a stink about it. And I think so that she could also play it both ways.
But she's not seeing the threat that Jess poses by letting Mia lose. Now you've set Jess up
Yeah.
for the solo date. Is
Yeah.
that improving your chances, girl?
I don't know.
You're too short-sighted.
We
You
said
only
she
saw
was
one half of this.
strategic, not smart.
Yeah. Anyway, so during the Neptune's Net date, Lacey goes pee, and Sam goes and sits next to Brett and is talking to him about how Lacey is terrible and manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she says, "Brett, look at me. What is she doing here? If you know these things about her and she's keeping her, look at me in the eyes."
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, he doesn't look girls in the eyes.
Yeah.
And she commanded him to. And I
Yeah.
think he was kind of like, oh, okay.
He was trying to like avoid eye contact because he didn't know what to say about why he's keeping Lacey there. And I suspect, by the way, that the producers are keeping Lacey there.
Obviously.
and
Like,
he's just getting uncomfortable in these situations, having to try to explain why he's keeping
Yep.
her there.
yeah. And
Because he can't say to them, "Oh, the producers are telling me."
we need a story. And if it's just you nice, clean cut girls,
Yeah,
we got nothing.
it's really not as fun.
Well, now Brett comes back and then he grabs Jess on his hog.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, I mean
Yeah.
his motorcycle.
Yeah.
And they take off down the coast again, probably back to Malibu, what I like to call Laguna.
Yeah.
We're going to pretend that's true. And then they go on their solo date, and
Yeah.
she's loving it. She likes getting on the motorcycle. She's like really feeling Brett.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross, and I hate it.
They do like a picnic on the beach. It's kind of like a cute setup, and there's like wine
Yeah.
and snacks, and they're watching the sunset, and they see dolphins, and there's lots of making out and kissing. But what I did note, even though it looked like this really like beautiful date, and they seemed happy on it, right?
did.
Like they
Yeah.
seemed into each other. There wasn't a whole lot of talking.
Oh, you think Brett likes
That's the thing that
talking,
I
hearing
noticed.
women talk?
No.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like they struggle to find real things to talk about, so they just resorted to kissing a lot.
And Brett is very stoked because they did get to suck face.
Yes, that's what he said.
His words, we got to suck face is how Brett felt about it. This real Romeo just, And I mean, the thing that's troubling is that Jess legitimately does look like she's enjoying it and enjoying
know.
him. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Stop. Run. Like,
Well, it also goes back to some of the rumors I've seen online
right.
that basically at a certain, okay, so maybe what I said previously was that the rumors were that she was like picked and cast to be the winner from the
In
beginning.
casting call. Yeah.
I don't think it was really that. I think it's more as the show went on, the producers said she's going to win.
Oh, you think?
That is like when I went back and read the internet again.
Interesting.
That's what people thought happened.
I could see that.
Yeah, I
Like,
could too.
They got to pick a winner at some point, and Brett's not going to do it.
Right.
Let's be real.
They got to figure out like what's the best play for ratings going to be and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well,
That's the
date,
rumor.
the date is wrapping up, and they get back home, and Brett gets to find slutty Polaroids
He
of
loves
Brandy
it.
and Heather all over his door. And his first words as he sees them are, "Mia failed me. These are hot. They could have done better."
He
in the
does
challenge.
use those words.
Yeah.
Like she is taking the fall for all of this.
It's so
Mia
fucked.
failed me.
It's not fair. But Mia, you got to start yelling or fighting a little.
I know.
But it's so obvious from the start of last episode, this episode, Mia, you're going.
It's over.
It's so
She's
Jover.
trying to get 5 minutes with him right now, and it's just like when Aaron asked for it, he's just like really not into it.
And then he says, "Let's do it after dinner." And then what you find out is that after dinner, conveniently, Big John comes out and says, "There's no time for extra conversations."
Yeah,
and Mia's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What the fuck?" Oh no.
Yeah.
She realizes that he said we'll have conversations after dinner. Big John is now the one saying that they can't have conversations after
Yeah,
dinner. And
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, "Oh, that's it.
He
I'm
really just
toast."
didn't want to have a conversation with her, which I get it. It's like she's kind of trying at the last minute.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yes,
don't know.
Please stop. Please
yeah.
stop.
It's like just not there.
Yep.
And good for her.
Yeah. Good for you. You
Yeah.
get to go home.
Yeah.
Lacey can't shut up at dinner about being vegetarian. She's like, every single meme that makes fun of vegans, vegetarians. Listen, vegan friends, vegetarian friends, you got my respect. I have no problem respecting somebody with a higher moral sensitivity than me. Just don't be this. Just
Yeah.
whatever this is, Lacey is giving all vegetarians of all flavors and levels a real bad name, and it's
It's like when evangelical Christians really
can't stop.
just put on a tone that everyone around them is like, "Oh, you're judging me."
Yeah.
It's that kind of vibe with
Yeah.
her. It's like, "No, we get it. Like these are all very good things that you're a
That you're
proponent
practicing.
for."
Good for
Yeah,
you.
but she's really making everyone else feel bad about it.
And so Brandy she can't take it. Brandy's so fucking, everybody's so fucking done with Lacey.
just done. Brandy's like literally crying. Like she goes into elimination with like puffy eyes with tears still in them because she is emotionally exhausted
Yeah.
from Lacey.
She hates Lacey so bad. And
Yeah.
Brandy says, "I'm afraid I might actually take Lacey's head." So
And I'm scared I'm actually going to hurt her. And when I attack, I don't know what I do.
Can you?
Brandy might take her head. Jess, if she had a gun, would shoot her.
Sam
These are the things we are saying
Sam is
about
also
her.
like not having it with
No.
Lacey anymore. Really, Heather's the only one that's like, okay, whatever about. And I think Heather even maybe mentions like we're not friends, but we have good strategy together or
Right.
something at some point. Yeah.
And it's like, do you have good strategy, Heather? We shall see.
I don't know.
We
I don't
shall
know.
see.
And Mia's just kind of like a nice girl who is not saying super bad things about anyone.
And that's why she's not going to get too far. It's just,
know.
you're not keeping there's not a lot of reasons to keep you on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, other than being an attractive woman, but you have to say stuff.
Yeah.
And this is where Mia points at Brett because she's like, "I'm not getting that 5 minutes after dinner."
It's
This
not
is fucked.
happening. It's
And
over.
Now she knows it's Jover.
Do you find it like kind of weird that somehow they crammed in like the tandem date, the solo date, a family dinner,
All in one
and
night?
elimination?
Driving from wherever to Malibu and then back
Yeah.
and then to Malibu and then back?
But the challenge wasn't in
then
the same
elimination.
day, right?
I don't know. I don't think it could have been.
I'm like, how did they fit all
Because
of these things into one day?
I don't think the proofs would have gotten approved and printed
Yeah.
by Evo and then sent to the house in the same day.
Yeah.
So the project would have been the day before.
Okay.
But all these
Okay.
dates in one day and then elimination. It's like
I'm like,
whoa.
and the family dinner gets thrown in there
Yeah.
too. Like one of the dates could have been a dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was like weird.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It was a long day for these girls and their SAG cards. I mean, I don't think reality show stars had SAG cards at this point. It might have been just
Probably
like
not, yeah.
you're very affordable. Get your
Yeah.
ass on here,
Yeah.
you non-union person. Hey, Ashley,
Red elimination.
do you like a Brett with a short skirt and a
Long jacket?
And a long jacket.
It's Long Jacket. It's the time in the podcast where we discuss Bret Michaels' fashion decisions at elimination time.
Oh God, it's so good again.
It's not a long jacket this time,
It's
Ashley.
not. It's not. It's a short jacket.
Is that okay?
It is. It is shiny though.
It's so shiny.
Much like last week. You remember last week he had the cherry red pleather.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is a snakeskin
Yeah.
pleather jacket.
With a matching hat.
Yeah. And like a red bandana under the hat and then like a red button-up shirt under the tan snakeskin jacket. It's a real look with an EWK.
It's like all the jackets the last couple episodes, like the last few episodes, have been covered in a thin layer of polyurethane just for
yeah.
that extra gloss and shine.
They just reflect those stage lights.
It's really, really gnarly lighting.
It's blinding.
I mean, he's eliminating people. You know, Mia and Lacey are at the bottom.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
I do want to point out while we're talking about Bret's fashion, though, it occurs to me that in the Bret Michaels extended universe of television shows, we don't see him topless. He never gets his shirt off. All these women are like butt naked around him. They go to pools. They go to the beach. They start the video fooling around with girls that will eventually turn into a foursome. But he never has to bear it all for the camera.
Yeah, that's really not
This
fair.
is inequity and fan
It
service.
really is.
You know,
I mean, to be fair, I don't. Do we
I
need
understand.
To see it?
I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm speaking for the, for the people who
For the fangirls out there.
have lived. No, for the people who have lived long enough to see Game of Thrones boldly show dicks all the time. That we don't even get a topless man in 2007.
Yeah, no, not even a little. It's literally all about the women.
It's
getting
really
naked.
a social problem. It's not. It's not a personal problem with
Yeah.
not seeing Bret's nips.
There's no situation in which he would have that would have been a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
You digress.
Yeah, I do. It was important. It was on my mind.
I agree.
Thank
you.
Brandy wonders if Lacey's staying. Mia gets eliminated, guys. Can I just jump ahead?
You just really zoomed past that
It's
whole
so fucking obvious for 2 episodes.
I know. He made it really clear. Like it was basically down to Lacey or Mia.
Yeah.
Because he's finally getting the picture that Lacey's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's telling him everyone wants her gone. But he picks Mia
Yep.
to go home. She does her tour ends there. She does not get a pass. And
Good for you, Mia.
again, it's probably because the producers want Lacey to stay around for just
But Brandy-
1 or 2 more episodes.
Brandy wonders if Lacey got to stay because of what she did in the bedroom. Well, we know what she did in the bedroom. It was a real awkward sisterly kiss. And so this time it was not.
It was not. Yeah.
But yeah, again, you watch the elimination. Look at Bret's eyes as he's like talking to the women at elimination. He's kind of just looking. Okay, he's looking down. He's looking around, barely making eye contact.
Yeah.
It's like he's reciting a script from his head, and he doesn't feel any of it, so he doesn't have to look anybody in the eyes. It's so
Well,
weird.
not to defend Bret. Ew.
Uh-oh.
Ew.
Careful where you go next.
But imagine how exhausted he is at this point.
Yeah,
too.
it's a long day.
A long few weeks and dozens of women that he's had to talk to and try to connect with. And I would probably be fatigued at this point.
Yeah.
I can't keep looking into these women's eyes. Maybe he never was. I can't remember.
I
but
feel like
he's getting exhausted. The diabetes is catching up.
at the end of the day, the blood sugar's low.
Yeah.
He needs orange juice
Yeah.
and a donut.
Yeah. Shelby.
So Mia goes home, and you're sad. You're like crying, Mia. But you know what? Like, you're not. Lacey is malicious. You are correct about that. But you're a sweetheart, Mia. You never fit in on this show.
Yeah.
You never got vindictive. You never yelled over Heather during the challenge to like stake your ground, and that hurts. But yeah. You gotta go.
It's for the best. And I was actually kind of surprised that she's crying. And then I put myself in her shoes. Like, if you had been in this game for this long, and to know, like, okay, I'm not going to be the winner, and maybe that got to be part of it for her. Was like, I'm going to win, you know. And she's being told like, you didn't win this.
I think it
round.
might actually be more, not so much winning, but losing to Lacey.
Yeah.
I think
that he
what
would
hurts.
pick Lacey again.
Everybody
over her.
hates Lacey to the point of tears, and now she just lost to Lacey.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really kind of burned her out on this.
Yeah.
It's very sad, and we're sad to see you go.
She's like, if that's what you want, then go for it. And I'm like, that's the attitude, Mia. Like, yeah, just get out of there. You have a great life ahead of you.
Yeah. And she does. Do you want? Okay. Yeah. So I actually have all the dirt about Mia Tidwell in this household. I don't know if you want me to go ham on this.
Well, yeah. What? I mean,
did you get some? Where are they now?
Well, can I also just point out? You know how like it grosses me out how Brett keeps doing the numbers thing, like sexy six.
Yeah.
So at the end of this episode, it's now down to the Fab Five. I was like, oh god.
I'm really looking forward to the Fuckable Four.
Barf.
I think that was one of my finest moments.
I think that's gonna be it.
Well, so yeah, what do you want to?
Well, like, yeah. So literally, what I have is just from her online profiles. Yeah. So right after this show, from 2008 to 2014, her LinkedIn profile says that she was a casting director.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then from 2013 to 2018, she was a matchmaker and dating coach.
What?
I also thought that was interesting. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
What?
This is what her LinkedIn says. MiaTidwell.com, I think, was her website for matchmaking and dating.
Okay.
And then now, and maybe she's been doing this for longer, like maybe she was dabbling before 2018, but she is a real estate agent, like we've talked about before. She's on the Seth O'Byrne team.
I went to college with that motherfucker.
Yeah. And she hosts an HGTV show called Hot Properties San Diego.
Yep, with Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird to like go, I went to college with you, Seth, and why do I know this woman? And then come back and watch Rock of Love after, watching it when it was originally on the air, and then going like, that's Mia Tidwell.
Yeah. That's
Mia Tidwell. She sells real estate in San Diego. I know her. She's friends with my college friend.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
And Mia, maybe we'll tag you in a post. We'd love to have you on the show. Yeah. We're so glad to see you're doing well. You might be like one of many people on this show that never wants to remember this show ever again. But if I recall correctly, you did post, you acknowledge your history having been on this show.
Yeah, hopefully she looks at it as just like, this was a fun way to like promote myself, whatever. I thought she was adorable on the show.
Exactly. For better or for worse, she did nothing to be ashamed of on this show.
Exactly.
Exactly. I
there aren't any embarrassing, like she can't look back and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that on national television.
And good for you, Mia.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So come on down. Come on down and sit in the Playhouse with us.
Yeah, that'd be
fun.
fun.
And talk shit about Lacey.
That would be really fun.
So it's time to eulogize our beloved,
you have a eulogy for
dearly departed. Bow your heads, close your eyes. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here to bid farewell to our dear Mia Tidwell. Mia, the Pennsylvania accent was a little rough there for a minute. That's about the only bad thing I can say about you, though. You tried, kind of.
I don't think she's from Pennsylvania.
It was Midwest, though, right?
It might be like Alabama or something.
Oh, wow. Okay. Did you Google this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I was on her Instagram profile.
The Lord knows where you're from and where you're going. And that's what's important.
Because Lord knows we don't.
And that's what's important. And we are so happy that you went on to have such a successful career in our beautiful hometown with wonderful people that we get to call acquaintances. And we will miss you, and you're in a better place now. Amen.
Amen.
And that brings us up to the end of another episode. I got some house cleaning to do.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
You and then you can add more?
No.
You got nothing more to add?
No.
Okay.
I was double checking. I just want to make sure.
Please make sure, listener, that you're following us on social media. We are mol.podcast on Instagram. MOL. Wow. What was that?
Wow.
MOL.podcast on Instagram. MOLpodcast.bsky.social on Blue Sky. Mock of Love podcast on TikTok, but nowhere on Twitter because it fucking sucks there. Get fucked, Elon, you dark MAGA dumb shit. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, though, please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe. Ashley, I do want to talk about your experience watching Surreal Life Fame Games.
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
Not good.
Yeah. I was watching a little bit over your shoulder. We're going to talk more about this next week. I will just leave telling you it was somber. It was uncomfortable.
It made me a little sad.
Because it was really like nobody's having fun, and these are games.
Yeah.
And everybody is sad to be there because they are like, this is what my agent had available for me to make money doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get more into that next week because I've got some ideas for us.
Okay.
So this has been Mock of Love. I'm Andy.
I'm Ashley.
Will you continue to stay in this house and rock our world? You guys have a wonderful week. Mock of Love is produced by Andy and Ashley. All views and comments do not necessarily reflect the views of Andy and Ashley, so ease up on us. If you enjoyed this romp through reality shows past, please follow, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment wherever you listen to podcasts.